Hello and welcome to the beginning of a brand new marble sports tournament, Quack's Marble Clash. I am, of course, the titular Quack, and I'm excited to present this brand new endeavor in marble sports. Of course, before we can begin this tournament, we have to have the qualifiers. There you can see the first group, Group A. There will be 4 groups of 8 teams, except Group D will only have 7 teams because the Wavebreakers will be hosting. There you can see as each group scrolls by on screen. Of course, there is no group of death because none of these teams have ever competed before. So, should be a relatively level playing field. And of course, they will be playing for that podium that you see before you. And there's the Wavebreakers, our gracious hosts, here at Coral Cove. And there, that trophy is what they will be fighting for. But first, we have to narrow the field down to 16 teams. And our first event of 4 qualifier events will be the sprint. You can see this long track. And there are no lanes, so there is jostling. There's a lot of opportunity for passing as we see the example team attempt it right there. You can see that one marble on the inside just gets a bit ahead, and sometimes that's all it takes. These heats will go by very quickly. So first up, we have the Red Rockets, Stone Golems, Jelly Jammers, and the Snow Skaters in their very first ever competition. Here we go, the Stone Golems out ahead, but the Snow Skaters made an excellent comeback against the Jelly Jammers to take that advancing spot. Well, there is no advancement, of course, there's just ranked by the time, but nonetheless, that will help them in the results of this group. Now, for Heat 2 of Group A, let's see how these 4 teams do. The Honeybees out ahead, actually, that was a very close finish once again. The Checkmates looked like they had it, but the Honeybees just narrowly caught up. It was much farther back for the other two, the Goo Ghosts and Team Pixie. Now, let's see how the results of the entire group shake out. It was the Stone Golems in the first heat that had the best time, though the Honeybees will come away with second. Meanwhile, Team Pixie and the Red Rockets not doing so well. Of course, a gold in the qualifiers does award 8 points, so the Stone Golems off to a great start if they want to qualify. Now, for Group B, first heat, the Night Knights, the Lizards, Loaves of Bread, and the Rose Rollers. The Rose Rollers were ahead, but the Loaves of Bread cruised to victory there. That was a very quick one. Victory for them. They just got ahead and stayed ahead. Looks like the Night Knights just narrowly defeated the Wizard Lizards. And a 2.57. Not the greatest time, but we'll see. Now, the Purple Flames, Avocados, Positrons, and the Slush Rush. And it's the Avocados who, once again, much more dominant in Group B than in Group A. They will hold on to the lead by a substantial margin. It actually looks like the Purple Flames narrowly defeated the Positrons at the very end there by only 0.02 seconds. For Group B, the Avocados will take the win with a 2.55 run. Meanwhile, the Wizard Lizards off to a pretty bad start. Of course, the standings just match the results at this point, but we'll see how things progress. There's still time for those teams in the bottom 4. Now, as we begin Group C with the first heat, the Gigawatts, Snapping Turtles, Soaring Skies, and Balls of Wires. The Snapping Turtles out ahead with their captain, and they will stay ahead. They made subtle contact with the Soaring Skies, and that did just enough keep them ahead. Meanwhile, the Gigawatts were well off the pace there. A 2.82 from them. It's not what they want to see. Now, for the next heat, the Pink Palettes, King Crabs, Stingrays, and Rhapsody in Blue. Here we go. It's the King Crabs and Stingrays side by side. Oh, what happened there? A lot of the teams all jerked to the right side of the track. And the Stingrays will be the benefactor. They will take the win there. Meanwhile, the King Crabs come in second, though not in the overall results. The Snapping Turtles will take the win there with their captain Bowser over Torpedo of the Stingrays and Spider, the reserve of the King Crabs, pulling away with a bronze. Of course, it's only out of 8, but still a pretty impressive run. Now we head into Group D with the Viper Venom, Terra Titans, Azure Diamonds, and the Chili Peppers. And it's the latter who get out to the lead, but the Terra Titans take it away just out of that last stretch. They will take the win over the Chili Peppers. The Azure Diamonds and Viper Venom never really came into play there. And now, Group D only has 7, so this second heat will only have 3 teams, the Orange Fizz, Flying Saucers, and Ivy League. And it's the Ivy League who will get out ahead and stay ahead. That was hardly even a contest. The Flying Saucers settled in behind, and the Orange Fizz were never in the question. A 2.58 will get the win with Needlepoint from the Ivy League, but it won't be enough for the Heat win. That will go to Dirt of the Terra Titans with a 2.53, meaning they will win the first event. So now we've seen all 31 of the teams competing here in each of the 4 groups as we head into the second event, balancing. Of course, those of you familiar with other marble sports tournaments will be well aware of how this event works by now, but in case you weren't familiar, 4 members of each team will roll down the track. You get points for each centimeter they move. First up, we have the Red Rockets from Group A. They already lost 1, but they get 1 to the end. Oh, no, they got 2 to the end. 2 finishers there. A 289 is a pretty impressive score. Of course, we have no benchmarks, so we'll have to see how that compares to the rest of the field, but I have to imagine that's pretty solid. Meanwhile, the Jelly Jammers, not nearly as impressive there. Almost all peeled off to the far side, and a 187 behind by over 100 points. That's got to be disappointing there. Now for the Stone Golems. They won the last event. Let's see how they do. I don't think they'll be winning this one. They lose 2 pretty early. 2 of them made it a bit farther, but they won't even be able to pass the Jelly Jammers. So far, each run has been worse than the last. We'll see if the checkmates can improve. Alright, they lose 2 pretty early. One, once again, a pretty unfortunate run, and once again, it will be worse than all of the runs previous. Only a 157 with 2 25s there is not going to cut it. Now we see Team Pixie. Can they do anything to challenge the Red Rockets? They lose 1 early, but those 3, they get 1 all the way to the end. 2 of them make it pretty far. That's a 244. That will take second place. So not too shabby from them. That 1 marble following along on the side. That doesn't earn you any extra points, but perhaps to motivate their teammates. Nonetheless, the Honeybees lose a 3 to the far side, 1 to the near, and that will take third. So not a terrible run, a 220. If you surpass 200, that's probably going to be a pretty solid run. Though they didn't get anyone too far down the beam, which definitely didn't help. And now the Goo Ghosts, they all peel off 1 by 1, and that was only enough for 6th place. Not great coming from the Goo Ghosts, only 167. Now for our final run, will anyone be able to challenge the Red Rockets? The Snow Skaters are tasked with... Oh, and they already lost 1. They will get 1 almost all the way to the end, and that will take second place. So a pretty impressive run from them, but not enough. The Red Rockets, with the very first run, will take the win in balancing here with a 289. We'll see if anyone can beat that record in the other groups. And Stone Golems wins the last event, only enough for 6th place, though they will hold the lead. It's a 3-way tie for the lead in Group A. Meanwhile, the Goo Ghosts, only 3 points. It might already be over for them, but now we move to Group B. The Rose Rollers. Oh my goodness, what happened there? That will technically take first place because no one else has gone yet, but only a 130. No one surpassing 44 centimeters. See if the Positrons will beat that. I have to imagine it won't be that difficult. And yet they don't do too well. Only a 137. Neither of these runs so far have been particularly impressive. Now let's see if the Avocados can do any improvement on that. They're staying a bit better. They have 1 that gets pretty far. A 187 isn't too bad, but that's still pretty paltry compared to the leading scores in the previous group, though that will take first place. Of course, you don't have to beat the other groups. It's just your own. So the Wizard Lizards lose 1 early, and they get 1 all the way to the end. I have to imagine that takes the lead. Yes, it does, with a 198. Not quite 200, but still a pretty solid performance from there. They get 1 finisher. That one, they only got 16, definitely hurt them, though. See if the Purple Flames can do any better. Lose 2 pretty early, but they will get 1 farther down. That's probably... that will actually take the lead. 199, just barely taking the lead. But they're more consistent across the board, and that's what really matters. Now, let's see, the Loaves of Bread. 6th team to go. And, oh, they're looking much better. They get all of them at least a little bit of distance. And, yeah, 249, easily taking the lead there. The Loaves of Bread. Definitely beating the Purple Flames and the Wizard Lizards. They get 1 with an 88, only 4 centimeters short of a finisher there. Let's see if the Slush Rush, they actually do pretty well. They get almost 2 finishers, and that's a 312. That is the best run we've seen so far. The first past 300 that we've seen with 1 finisher and 1 only 3 centimeters short. Gotta be disappointing for them. I don't think there's any way the Night Knights will be able to challenge them for that. And no, they won't. They will all peel off to the far side. They will only come away with 6th and 179, but the Slush Rush absolutely dominating this group, resetting the record for this event, and definitely defeating the Loaves of Bread in 2nd. Even they were well ahead of the Purple Flames in 3rd. And let's see what this does to the standings. The Slush Rush will take the lead. Meanwhile, the Positrons and the Night Knights both only at 3 points. It's not looking good for them as we head into Group C with the King Crabs. They launch 1 well ahead of the rest, and it doesn't work out. They only get 1 member past 54. They get 84 from their fourth member. That's a 216, which isn't too bad a run, though I imagine someone will defeat it. See if the Gigawatts will be the ones to do it. And, oh, they lose one pretty early, and they get one. That will be counted as a finisher. They made contact with the measurement tool there, but they will get 239, so they will take the lead. See if the Snapping Turtles can do it. After winning the last event, they all peel off pretty early. No one passed 60. That was pretty consistent, though. They will still get a 174, which isn't too terrible, but we've got to be careful here. The Soaring Skies, now, what can they do? And they're looking a bit slower, and they will get 2 all the way at the end. That's going to be an impressive run. 245. I will take the lead. Not quite as impressive as I imagined, but those first 2 that fell off definitely hurt their score, but still a pretty solid run. Now, Rhapsody in Blue, another blue team. Let's see how they can do. And once again, they launch one well ahead, and it doesn't seem to work out too... Oh, I stand corrected. It does work out. They get 247, taking the lead narrowly. And they get one... They didn't get anyone to the end, but they did get at least 40 centimeters from everyone, which definitely helped. Now, let's see the pink pallets. They all peel off to the far side, and that's only enough for 6th. No, not enough consistency there. Though, at 147 isn't that bad. It's been pretty consistent across the board here in Group C. Let's see if the balls of water now... Oh, no, they lose 2 very early. One will make it almost to the end, which might salvage them a little bit. Yes, so 177, which will narrowly beat 2 of the other competitors, but unfortunately, they couldn't quite get that finisher there. And now, the Stingrays, our last run of Group C, and they lose 1 early, but oh my goodness, they get 2 to the end. 1 almost makes it. That's a 289, which is the exact same score the Red Rockets got in the first group, but the Stingrays will come away with the win here in the final run over the Rhapsody in Blue and the Soaring Skies. Meanwhile, the Pink Pallets underperforming once again, and the Stingrays easily, absolutely dominating Group C with a 5-point lead over the Snapping Turtles, Rhapsody in Blue, and Soaring Skies. We're all tied. Anyway, let's get to Group D now. The Chili Peppers lose. They get 1 almost all the way, all the way to the end. Once again, making contact with the measurement tool, but a 232 isn't too bad a first run. But now the Orange Fizz, see what they can do. They go pretty fast. They get 1 all the way to the end, but it won't be enough. Only a 229, and those 2 that only got a 30 and a 44 definitely hurt their score. Though past 200 still isn't too bad. See what the Viper Venom can do now. No, oh my goodness, they lose all of them before what, about 40? Yeah, the farthest marble got 40. That's a 116, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the worst score we've seen so far. Not good from the Viper Venom. See if the Ivy League can follow that up with something better, and it looks like they already have. They lose all of them around the midpoint of the beam, but that's still enough for 204, which will put them 3rd place in this group. So far, other than the Viper Venom, a pretty strong showing from all these teams in Group D. See if the Azure Diamonds can continue that trend, and ooh, it looked rough at first, but they did manage to get 2 pretty far down. That's enough for a 198, so not too bad. The standards are pretty high in Group D here compared to the rest, and their highest was only 73, but still pretty good. See about the Terra Titans, winners of the last event, and it looks pretty good here too. They got all of them pretty far. Yes, that will take the lead here at 238. I mean, they will get 1 finisher. The rest weren't quite as impressive, but that's still enough for the lead provisionally. Now, let's see if the Flying Saucers, the last run of this group, can do anything. No, they will all go off very close to each other, and that's only enough for 6th place. Still better than the Viper Venom, but only a 153 will not cut it. Their maximum being a 48. Meaning the Terra Titans will win with a 238, much lower than most of the other winning scores, but it was very tight in this group. And after winning the first 2 events in a row, the Terra Titans all but qualified already. Meanwhile, the Viper Venom, only 2 points as we head into Long Jump, the next event. Now, each team will send 1 member to jump as far as they can. It's only about where they land. Now, let's see, Thruster, the captain of the Red Rockets. Let's see how they can do. They're doing very well in Group A, and of course, it was hard to tell from that angle. Let's see. Ooh, it looked, yes, 15.2, a pretty solid run, I'd have to imagine. Of course, we don't know yet, but we'll find out. Now, Mecha, the reserve of the Stone Golems, putting their trust in their reserve. Ooh, that hop looked a bit short there. Yeah, it looks like it's only about 12 centimeters, and it was. Exactly 12 centimeters. That will slot into second place, 3.2 centimeters behind the leader. See if Jella from the Jelly Jammers can do it. And it was difficult to discern by that angle, but looking at, 13.4, not too bad. They will be second place. See if the honeybees can do it, take off with their wings. And, it was hard to tell from that angle. And 13.5, that's a pretty good score. Once again, taking second place, narrowly defeating the Jelly Jammers. See if Sludge from the Goo Ghosts can improve that. That hop looked pretty short. It's hard to say. Ooh, yeah, only an 11.1. That will be worst of the runs so far. Not what they want to see, but the Snow Skaters now. Ooh, that also looked like a pretty short hop, but... Oh yeah, only an 8.8. That's the first sub 10 centimeter run we've seen. That's very disappointing for them. The checkmates now with Knight. That looked pretty alright. It's hard to say from here. And at 13.3, that will get fourth place, at least amongst the runners so far. We'll see. Will Enchanta of Team Pixie be able to take the win here? Ooh, they made contact with the bar there. That is allowed, though. At angle, only a 12.4. Perhaps if they put more of their momentum into the forward direction, then they would have gotten a better score. But Thruster will bring home the Red Rockets another gold here in these qualifiers, and that will already pre-qualify them. They are done. They have guaranteed their safety. Meanwhile, the Jelly Jammers and Snow Skaters fighting for that last spot as we end Group B. The Avocados first run. See how they do. Looks like just past 10.8 centimeters. That would have been all right in the first group. We'll see if the rest of these competitors can do better. Potassium of the Purple Flames. They're up now, and it didn't look like the best run, but no, it was a 12.2, so that is better than the Avocados. Next up, we have the Night Knights with Midnight. Will they be able to... Yes, they actually did do pretty well there, it looked like. It's hard to say, but... Yeah, it looked like, 12.9, just shy of 13 centimeters, which is pretty solid. Still not anything compared to the Red Rockets in the last group, but now the Slush Rush. Let's see what they can do here. Past 11.5. I will take third of the runners so far. Now Iris, the reserve of the Rose Rollers, and hard to say from that angle, but it didn't look that good. Only a 10.7. We'll take fifth, provisionally. Now, for Bagel of the Loaves of Bread, what can they do? Challenge for the win here. It's hard to say from the... 11.8. That is third so far. The runs in this group haven't been quite as strong as Group A. Let's see, Basiloc from the Wizard Lizards. See how they did there. 12.0. Not too shabby from the Wizard Lizards. Of course, we only have one run to go. Will the Positrons here challenge for the win with their Captain Antimatter? And that looked pretty solid. Oh, 15.3. That will take the win here over the Night Knights. Yes, they will. That is better than the Red Rockets run as well. Meanwhile, the Rose Rollers faltering in another event. And it's a tie for the top. The Slush Rush and Loaves of Bread are tied. While the Rose Rollers still dwindling. So we head into the final qualifier event. Of course, first we have to have Group C and the Gigawatts Volt. Didn't look too shabby there. A 12.3. It's not bad. We'll see how the rest of the teams do. Steam of the Balls of Water now. And that didn't look the greatest, but once again, hard to say from that angle. A 12.9. Not too bad. That will take the lead provisionally. Though I'd have to imagine someone will beat it before the end of this group. Coconut from the King Crabs. Will they be the ones to do it? And looking at it, no, I don't think so. A 12.4. Just a little bit shy of Steam's run. Now, Chorus, the reserve of Rhapsody in Blue. Now, they'll make it decently far, but it's hard to see how well that will turn out. Oh, 15.0. They actually will take the lead here. Another 15-centimeter run, which is the mark for the winning teams of the other two groups. So the pink palettes now with the brush. How did they do there? 12.2. Surprisingly, that's fifth. The runs here have been very solid throughout Group C here. As we head with our next run, Manta from the Stingrays. Oh, it looks like they went far off to the side. That might have hurt their distance quite a bit. Yes, 10.7. I think that run would have been much better if they had gone straight forward, but nonetheless. Now, Toby of the Snapping Turtles. See how they do here. And 13.0, not too bad. They will take second place. Hydra of the Soaring Skies, they're up next, and that looked like a pretty short hop. It's hard to say, but they will not challenge for the win. They'll only get 7th, an 11.6 centimeter run. Not the greatest, but there you can see Chorus, the reserve of Rhapsody in Blue, will take the win with a 15 centimeter run. Let's see what this does. They will take the lead in the standings. Meanwhile, the Pink Palettes cannot qualify now. Unfortunate for them, but we'll see. As we head into Group D now, Rattle, the reserve of the Viper Venom. How will they do here? Trying to save face after the last event, and a 13.5 should be pretty solid. Have to imagine that will be at least top 3, though you never know. Now, the Terror Titans want to win their 3rd consecutive event. Will they do it? And no, they lost to the Viper Venom, only a 12.2 centimeter run, though that might still be enough to guarantee qualifications. We'll see. Is the Ivy League out now? That looked like a pretty solid run, but it's still hard to say. A 14.5 will take the lead provisionally, not quite at the 15 centimeter mark, which won the other 3 groups, but we'll see. Now, Martian, the captain of the Flying Saucers, what can they do? And that didn't look the greatest. But a little past 12 centimeters, a 12.8 will only be enough for 3rd. The Flying Saucers, not what they wanted to see here, as the Orange Fizz come out now with Froth. And that also didn't look like the strongest run there. Yeah, only a little past 12, a 12.3 centimeter run will be enough for 4th. As we head into our last couple runners, Paprika of the Chili Peppers. And that also didn't look like a great run, but we'll have to find out. A little past 11, an 11.8. Only enough for 6th. That's the worst of the runs we've seen so far. Now, will Carrot of the Azure Diamonds be able to challenge? Oh, no. They didn't go off the ramp. They'll be counted as a DNF. Unfortunate for them. They will take last in this group. And that means that the Ivy League will take the win with a 14.5 centimeter jump. Not quite as strong as the other groups. And the Terror Titans have unsurprisingly guaranteed qualification. Meanwhile, the Chili Peppers and Flying Saucers on the bubble. And now we head into the Funnel Endurance, the final event with Group A here. And right now it's looking like the Snow Skaters, Honeybees are keeping it wide. Red Rockets as well. And yes, they will hold on to the lead heading into the second funnel. Meanwhile, it's the Stone Golems are on the opposite side. They're falling quickly through. Team Pixie, the Goo Ghosts, and the Honeybees as well, as the Snow Skaters trying to take the lead, and they do, just barely. It's looking pretty close so far, but the Jelly Jammers and the Stone Golems are fighting to stay out of that bottom spot. The Goo Ghosts have taken the lead now. They are in desperate need of a good performance. They are struggling. Even a win here, they're going to need some good luck from with underperforming teams that they need to pass if they want to qualify. Meanwhile, looks like the Stone Golems are the first team to fall into the orange section now, as the Goo Ghosts continue to dominate over Team Pixie and the Snow Skaters, who are fighting for that second place spot. It will be Team Pixie that wins that battle, as the Jelly Jammers falling down the order. Meanwhile, the Honeybees, the Checkmates, also in there. The Snow Skaters have had quite a fall. They were briefly in the lead, and now they're looking pretty unfortunate there. First to fall into the final funnel. Will they come through in last? No, the Honeybees will get that dubious distinction. The Jelly Jammers come in just past them. Snow Skaters, Stone Golems now. Meanwhile, it's the Goo Ghosts still up top, and Team Pixie and the Checkmates both fighting for the last bit of qualification. It will be the Checkmates that come in third, just above the Red Rockets. And now the Goo Ghosts trying to hold on to that lead the best they can over Team Pixie. Team Pixie is putting up a good fight, but they still are a funnel behind. There you can see the rest of the competitors getting a bit tired, but the Goo Ghosts will come away with the win here. Team Pixie cannot hold on, and that means they will get a much-needed win here. I don't know if that'll be enough to qualify, but we'll see. With a 152.6, and pretty solid from Ooze of the Goo Ghosts, but it will not be enough. The Red Rockets, Honeybees, Stone Golems, and Checkmates will qualify. Team Pixie, heartbreaking there, losing on the tiebreaker, but anyway, we head into Group B now, and get a nice soft focus, but it will be the Purple Flames who drop in, Slush Rush and the Avocados are fighting for the top spot. It looks like the Night Knights are also in there. Purple Flames continuing to struggle as the Slush Rush hold on to the lead. Wizard Lizards also not looking too good there. The Positrons now doing a solid job. They're one of the teams fighting for those qualification spots. The Slush Rush are already all but safe, so they don't really need to win this event, but it would definitely boost their chances. Meanwhile, the Rose Rollers are in desperate need of points here, and they're not looking like they're going to get it. They're currently third to last as the Slush Rush continue to dominate, with the Positrons and Avocados close for second place, but still well behind the Slush Rush. Purple Flames are the first into the orange funnels, unsurprisingly here, as the Rose Rollers will shove them aside. They will fall behind now. The Wizard Lizards losing a lot of ground on the leaders now, as the Positrons and Avocados continue to duel. Now the Avocados drop through several funnels very quickly. Slush Rush will be the last ones remaining in the translucent funnels, as the Rose Rollers now looking like they're going to come away with 8th in this final event, which would truly be heartbreaking for them, but it will come true. They will definitely not be qualifying from there. The Avocados now, they will come through, and it's hard to say whether they'll qualify or not, but with an underperformance like that, it's unlikely. The Loaves of Bread comes through now, and the Slush Rush just continuing to dominate. It's not looking like anyone's going to be able to touch them as the Wizard Lizards comes through, and now the battle is developing for second once again. The Positrons will hold on, and will they be able to take the win? No. They will fall through, and the Slush Rush will take a dominant win here in Group B, and that will definitely seal the deal for their qualification. They've absolutely dominated the qualifiers so far in Group B. Now, let's see what the results shake out to be. Snow, the captain of the Slush Rush, comes away with a 154.63. Pretty solid run. Orchid, the captain of the Rose Rollers, could not get it done. That means the Slush Rush, Loaves of Bread, Positrons, and Purple Flames will qualify from this group. Rose Rollers humiliating 4 points from the entire 4 events. They're going to have some talks, I imagine, behind the scenes before the B-League, but nevertheless, the Snapping Turtles and Rhapsody in Blue are fighting for the lead spot, as the Gigawatts are well off the pace. They're already dropping into the 4th funnel, and we're only a few seconds into the race here. The Balls of Water now posing a good challenge to Rhapsody in Blue in that second blue funnel, as the Gigawatts looking like they're already dropping into the orange funnels. What is going on? They're well off the pace, already several funnels behind the rest of the pack, as the Snapping Turtles absolutely dominating this run so far. It's very close, though, in the second funnel. The big battle for second place going on. It looks like the King Crabs and the Stingrays are fighting for it, and the Stingrays will take it. The 3 aquatic animal teams all fighting for the top spots, and the Gigawatts have already come through. That was a terrible performance. I don't think they'll be qualifying with that level of performance there, but the Pink Pallets are dropping through pretty quickly now, as the Balls of Water are as well. They were looking pretty solid early on, but now it's not looking so good. The Soaring Skies also, and the King Crabs and Stingrays still in that duel. And it's still an old rivalry there, as the Snapping Turtles finally come on through. Now let's see, the Soaring Skies fall on through in 7th, I believe. The Balls of Water do quickly as well. The Pink Pallets just there now finally fall through. The Rhapsody in Blue as well. And now the battle is on. The King Crabs, Stingrays, and the Snapping Turtles. Snapping Turtles have a big lead, but they kind of fumbled that last funnel. Perhaps one of the others will be able to catch up, but the King Crabs will come through, and the Stingrays will. The Snapping Turtles pull off an even more dominant win here over the Stingrays and King Crabs, 2 of their greatest rivals. But they will win the day here, coming away with the victory by multiple funnels. Most of the other competitors probably tired. We get it, but Yertle will take the win with a 159.85, well ahead of Leopard, the reserve of the Stingrays. And the Snapping Turtles will win Group C, as the Rhapsody in Blue, Stingrays, and King Crabs will qualify with them. A big gap down to the Soaring Skies. And now we head into the final group, Group D. Who will qualify here? Right now it's the Terra Titans, and Chili Peppers, and Ivy League who are in position to qualify. But the Flying Saucers and Orange Fizz are definitely within range. The Azure Diamonds have a slight chance if they get lucky here, but the Chili Peppers are the ones out to a solid lead. They want to make sure they are qualifying here, but the Terra Titans and Ivy League are also doing pretty solid. It looks like we might have no changes in the top 3, because only 3 teams will qualify from this group. as we hit it now. The Azure Diamonds continuing to struggle. The Flying Saucers almost shoved them aside and fell in themselves, but managed to hold on. The Viper Venom's still maintaining a solid run there. Now it looks like they'll just barely pass the Ivy League, and the Orange Fizz trying to hold on. They're trying their very best to qualify here, but the Chili Peppers and Terra Titans still staying wide of them. And it's key to keep a wide arc, as now the first few are dropping into the orange funnels. The Flying Saucers and Azure Diamonds very close there. It looks like the Flying Saucers are going to fall behind now. And the Orange Fizz now takes second place, just barely over the over the Chili Peppers, excuse me. The Terra Titans are still maintaining the lead, but it's pretty close. The Flying Saucers are well off the pace here. It's not looking like they're going to qualify. Or the Azure Diamonds now shove them aside. They're definitely not qualifying. They're already last in the standings here. Flying Saucers also not going to perform that well. And Viper Venom, another team that was low in the standings here. They're probably not going to make it. The Orange Fizz are probably the last hope here. And they're right now running in fourth, and they will fall through. Meaning we will pretty much certainly have these three teams qualify. The Chili Peppers, Ivy League, and Terra Titans. Terra Titans want to get their third event win out of the four here. They didn't quite perform as well in long jump, but they will get the win here in funnel endurance, and that will be 3 out of 4 events won. Pretty impressive from them. Now, with a 159.2, Mud, the captain of the Terra Titans, will take the win over Jewelweed and Capsicum. And while Carve of the Azure Diamonds, disappointing there, but that means the Terra Titans, Ivy League, and Chili Peppers will qualify. So there you can see the 16 qualified teams. Of course, the Wavebreakers auto-qualified as the hosts. And I hope to see you in the very first event of Quack's Marble Clash coming soon.